Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hasif Aiman. I am from group EH2422B, matrix code 2021117541. And today I will be talking about type of TV show genre. So the definition of a TV show, it is a content produced for viewing on a television set which can be broadcast via over the air, satellite, and cable. It is invented in July 28 in the 1928. Tel- uh, TV shows also used to televise huge events such as 1936 Summer Olympic in Germany, the coronation of the King George VI, until its development put into a halt due to World War II. The content in a television show can be produced with different methodology, such as tape variety show emanating from television studio stage, animation, or a variety of film production ranging from movie to series. Shows not produced on a television studio stage are usually contracted or licensed to be made by appropriate production company. Television show can be viewed via real live or be recorded on home video, a digital video recorder for later viewing. It can be viewed on demand via a set-top box or stream over the internet. In US and Canada, a television series is usually released in episodes that follow a narrative and are usually divided into seasons. In the UK, a television series is a yearly or semi-annual set of new episodes. In effect, a series in the UK is the same as season in the US and Canada. With approximately 3 to 6 episodes, a serial can be inside of a small collection of episodes. A small collection may be called a mini-series, and one of collection of episodes may be called a TV special or limited series. A motion picture, also known as movie for television, is initially broadcast as such rather than direct-to-video or traditional big screen. Most television networks throughout the world are commercial, dependent on the selling advertising time or acquiring sponsors. Broadcasting executive main concern over their programming is audience size. In the past, the number of the free-to-air station was restricted by the availability of the channel frequency, but cable TV technology has allowed an expansion in number of channels available to viewers in a much more competitive environment. Many scripted network television shows in the United States are financed through deficit financing. So a studio finances the production cost of the show, and the network pays a license fee to studio for the right to air the show. This license fee does not cover the show production costs, leading to a deficit. Although the studio does not make its money back in the original airing of the show, it retains ownership of the show. This allows the studio to make its money back and earn a profit through syndication and sales of DVD and Blu-rays. This system places the most financial risk in the studio. However, a hit show in the syndication and home video market can more than make up for the misses. Although deficit financing places minimal financial risk on the network, they lose out on future profit on big hits since they are only licensing the show. There are many types of TV show, but today I'll be talking about drama, sitcom, and documentary. Generally, drama is a type of TV show that is referred to the portrayal of fictional or semi-fictional stories that are set in particular place and follow a general theme. The word drama was coined back in 16th century when a Greek used it to refer to a theatrical play that had quite a neutral act, being neither a comedy or tragedy. With the invention of the television, this term was adopted by industry in the similar context. However, as the industry developed with more varied TV show being produced, the defining boundary of the genre blurred to encompass into several different tones. One of the subgenre of drama is called docudrama. It is a portmanteau of documentary and drama. Docudrama refers to a type of television program which event is acted or reenacted by professionals hired for the job. It is different from the documentary in the sense that the latter use pictures and video recorded in real time as well as interview with actual people involved in the real life event. These are then compiled into factual report aimed at raising awareness for increasing the general knowledge of the viewer. On the other hand, docudrama features a trained actor in a lifelike setting that has been dramatized a bit to spice things up. It does adhere to historical fact, but make up for the gag and or lack of information in some area by the dramatic retelling. Some popular examples include Hair-Raising I Should Be Alive series, the HBO miniseries From Earth to the Moon, Obsession, Dark Desires, and Heroes and Villains, to name a few. 12 Years a Slave is a 2013 biological period drama film and an adaptation of 1853 slave memoir 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northup. It is a story about a New York State-born free African-American man who was kidnapped in Washington, D.C. by two conmen in 1841 and sold into slavery. Northup was put to work on a plantation in the state of Louisiana for 12 years before being released. The first scholarly edition of the Northup memoir, co-edited in the 1968 by Sue Enkins and Joseph Loxton, carefully retraced and validated the account and concluded it to be accurate. Other characters in the film were also real people, including Edwin and Mary Epps and Patsy. The next theme is a crime drama. With this theme of the TV show includes criminal, the police, detective, law enforcement agency, and overall legal system. A new case might be presented in each episode, as the same case may progress for several episodes. This plot is based on how crime is solved and how investigations are carried out, and how the finding are processed and how the trial are executed. Sherlock is a British crime television based on the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle Sherlock Holmes detective story. It is created by Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss. It stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock depicts a consulting detective Sherlock Holmes solving various mysteries in modern-day London. Holmes is assisted by his flatmate and friend Dr. John Watson, who has returned from military service in Afghanistan with the Royal Army Medical Corps. Although the Metropolitan Police Detective Inspector Greg Lestrade and others are suspicious of Holmes at first, over his intellect and power of observation persuade them of his value. In part 2, Watson blog documenting the adventures, Holmes become reluctant celebrity with the press pressing on the cases and aesthetic personal life. Short for situation comedy, sitcom is a TV show that genre that has high demand because of humor and hilarity. What defines this popular TV show is a fix on the character and what are featured in every episode. The show is set in a regular world that focuses on the life and everyday routine of the character. The Office is an American mockumentary sitcom television series that depicts everyday work and life of the office employee in Scranton, Pennsylvania, a branch of the fictional Dunbar Flynn Pepper Company. It is aired on NBC from March 24, 2005 to May 16, 2013. The Office was met with mixed review during its short first season, but following the season, particularly thus featuring Carell, with significant acclaim for the television critic, as show character, content, and structure and tone diverged considerably from the British version. This season will include on several critic year-end top TV series lists, winning several awards such as Peabody Award in 2006, 2 Screen Actor Guild Award, a Golden Globe Award for career performance, and 4 Primetime Emmy Award, including one for Outstanding Comedy Series in 2006. The Simpsons is an American animated sitcom created by Matt Groening for the Fox Broadcasting Company. The series is a satirical depiction of American life, epitomized by the Simpson family, which consists of Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. The show is set in a fictional town of Springfield and parodies American culture, society, television, and human condition. Documentary film is a non-fictional motion picture intended to document reality, primarily for purposes of instruction, education, or maintaining a historical method. Bill Nichols has categorized the documentary in terms of a filmmaking practice or cinematic tradition and a mode of audience reception that remains a practice without clear boundaries. However, not all documentary are the same, and different type of documentary require different documentary technique from the cinematographer. There are 6 types of documentary, which mean poetic mode, expository mode, participatory mode, observational mode, reflexive mode, and performative mode. A poetic documentary eschews linear continuity in favor of mood, tone, or justification of imagery. Since poetic documentary often have little to or narrative content, the director of photography is often to capture highly composed, visually striking image that can tell story without additional verbal context. Well, Spiegel Kino, in this film, it is depicted the reality of street life and the reality of the cinema enter the filmic dialogue. A picture of the world in the form of fictitious portrait contrasting the people on the street with the protagonist in the film. It will be recorded as it has handed down to us in a moving picture, contradictory, full of tension, and relying on power of the image. Observational mode. It is a style of documentary embraced by cinema verite movement. Observational documentary attempt to discover the ultimate truth of their subject by acting as the fly on the wall. In other words, observing the subject's real life without interrupting. The cinematographer on observational documentary will often be asked to be as unobstructive as possible in order to capture their subject in a raw, unguarded state. The monastery Mr. Vic at the Nun depicted a cranky Danish bachelor, locks horn with a Russian nun who has come to supervise renovation to a man's crumbling estate so that it can be used as a monastery. The film allows us to read between lines. It creates a charming depiction of the two people who become necessary to each other. In this film, it also depicted the truth of the subject's life. No matter how unbelievable they may seem at the time, it also makes him almost heroic and the film almost perfect. I hope you learned a lot today for my speech. Thank you for watching.